Good evening, everyone. Welcome to this orientation for the foundation level students of the BS program in Data Science and Applications. We will walk you through the various steps which are a part of the foundation level, the various rules that govern the foundation level of the BS program in the next half an hour. We will start off with this particular slide. All of you must have seen this when we were actually doing orientations for the program itself. And this is the layout of the program. And currently you are at the foundation level. So you have cleared the qualifier, you are taking courses in the foundation level of the program, and you are where we are showing this in red block. You are in the first part of the program, which is the foundation level of the program. Courses in the foundation level are 8 courses. There is Maths 1 and Maths 2, there is English 1 and English 2, there is Statistics 1, Statistics 2, and Computational Thinking and Introduction to Python. So these are the 8 courses that form the foundation level of the BS in Data Science and Applications. So these are pathways in which you can actually complete the foundation level depending on your background, say whether you have a technical background, you have some coding knowledge, whether you have a strong maths background, whether you know statistics, you've been maybe doing some part of math stats in part of your other program or as part of your work, depending on your time availability also, whether you're a working professional who can only give say 10 hours or 15 hours per week for studying from this program, or whether you're doing this program as full time, you can choose the various options that are given here. So basically, let's see the column which is to the rightmost. We call it the fastest path. You can complete the foundation level of 8 courses in 2 terms or 8 months. Basically, this will require a commitment of about 40 hours per week from you of effort and study time, because there are 4 courses. On an average, we say that every course takes about 10 to 15 hours of study time. So at least 40 hours you should be making available to study if you want to do 4 courses from this level in a particular term, right? So how would we say you can divide it is, you can do about 5 hours per weekday, Monday to Friday maybe, or 6 hours per weekday, Monday to Friday. So that comes to about 25 to 30 hours. And then on the Saturday, Sunday, you can probably give about another 15 to 20 hours of study time. So this is the way that you can schedule it. And the courses you will take is English 1, Maths 1, Statistics 1 and CT in the first term. And the next term will be English 2, Maths 2, Statistics 2 and Introduction to Python. Now suppose you are not a full-time student in the program, or suppose you have other engagements that you are a part of, maybe you're doing a college program on the side, or maybe you're a working professional, or maybe in general you want to do the math stats better because you don't have a background. In that case, we would suggest that you do the foundation level in 3 terms. And the way that the courses will progress will be, the first term you do English 1, Maths 1 and Computational Thinking. In term 2, you can take up Statistics 1, English 2 and Maths 2. And the third term, you do Statistics 2 and Introduction to Python. So, of course, you can work around the courses. This is just our suggestion. You can work around on what courses exactly you want to do in each term. Look at the prerequisites though for them. English 1 is a prerequisite to English 2, Maths 1 is a prerequisite to Maths 2, Stats 1 is a prerequisite to Stats 2 and CT is a prerequisite to Python. So, when you plan your courses per term, think of which one you will do first so that you can do the course in the next immediate term which has that as the prerequisite. And the last one, the column 1 that we are given, a comfortable pathway, is typically you take 4 terms to complete the foundation level, you do only 2 courses per term, and this is a very kind of we would say a comfortable pathway or an easy way to complete the 8 courses of the foundation level. So basically you start off with English 1, Maths 1 in term 1, then you do Stats 1 and CT in term 2, you do Maths 2 and Intro to Python in term 3 and Stats 2 and English 2 in the term 4. You can swap maybe Intro to Python with English 2 in case you want to spend more time on the coding part, or you can use it as is. So these are 3 different pathways that we recommend from our side on how you can complete the 8 courses of the foundation level. And we will also tell you, in general, only 10% of the students who enter the foundation level actually complete 8 courses in 2 terms. These are typically the full-time students or those who have a very strong background in maths and coding. Otherwise, the normal that we are seeing is 3 to 4 terms. that students are completing the foundation level in. The fees per course at the foundation level, you can see here, I think all of you will be aware of this. Even on the website we have given this. The fee per course at the foundation level is rupees 4,000. There are of course waivers for students from various categories. So, the fee per category is given here. So, for students belonging to the SC/ST category or PWD with more than 40% disability are given a 50% fee waiver already, and depending on their income level they get additional fee waivers on the course fees too. So, you pay either 4,000 for the general category where you have no waivers, or it could be rupees 2,000 per course or 1,000 per course. And the documents that are needed for us to extend this waiver are given here. So, it could be a combination of the SC/ST certificate with the family income certificates, the EWS certificate with the family income certificates, the PWD certificate, or the OBC NCL with the family income certificates. So, one thing I'd like to remind you, the 32,000 for the foundational level, or appropriately what you would pay for your category, need not be paid to us at the beginning when you enter the program. You will pay only for as many courses as you register to in every term. So, if you register to 2 courses and I belong to the general category, say, I will pay only rupees 8,000. If I belong to, say, the OBC NCL less than 1 lakh per annum income category, then I will pay only 2,000 rupees in that term for the 2 courses that I register. We will not be asking you to pay for the entire 8 courses at the beginning itself. So, this is one very important point that we would like to point out and we would like to emphasize. Please go through this very carefully. This is given on the website too. This is one of the most important program rules that you have to be aware of. Basically, the entire BSc program, the IIT Madras Senate has approved, needs to be done within 6 years or 18 terms. And if you want to complete the BS program, it has to be completed within 8 years or 24 terms. Okay, this is for the BSc level and for the BS level. But each individual level of the program too has an individual cutoff time of about 9 terms or 3 years in which the levels should be completed. In fact, we are debating on changing a part of this also. We will get back to you once the policy is finalized. But for now, the IITM Senate has approved that the foundation level should be completed in a maximum of 9 terms or 3 years. And both the diplomas should be completed within a maximum time of 9 terms or 3 years. Okay. So, this is something you have to keep in mind, and the time is calculated from the first term you registered for courses within the program. So, supposing I register in January 2021, right? So, Jan 21, May 21, September 21, we run 3 terms a year. So, in 2021 it will be counted as 3 terms, in 2022 it will be counted as 3 terms, in 2023 it will be counted as 3 terms. So, by December 2023, students who joined the foundation level in January 2021 would have completed 9 terms. If they still have not completed the foundation level, they would no longer be permitted to continue with the program and they will be removed from the program. Okay. So, from when you start the program, you have to ensure that you complete the foundation level within 9 terms. And these 9 terms will also include the terms where you do not register to courses or you take an RKA break, right? Registration keep alive, that you are telling us that I am not doing any courses actively, that's RKA. So, it includes those also where you take a break or you register with us saying it's an RKA. So, putting together all this, we'll count 9 terms and you have to complete the foundation level within that. You have to complete 2 diplomas within again 9 terms or 3 years. So, from the term you enter the diploma level, right, the first term that you enter the diploma level and start courses, from there we will again start the count of 9 terms. You have to complete the 2 diplomas within a period of 9 terms. If you do not complete the foundation level in 9 terms, you will be removed from the program, email ID will be deactivated and you cannot you cannot continue the program beyond this. So, be very, very aware of this. ensure that you register to courses regularly, ensure that you make a plan to complete the foundation level within this if you're serious about completing the BS program from IIT Madras. Okay, coming back to the good parts, now that you've completed your qualifier and you have registered to courses with us, you would have received an email ID from our side which says roll number at ds.study.iitm.ac.in. Okay, this is the format of roll number that we give to all students. The first two digits show the year in which you started it, the second two will show the term in which you started the foundation level with us. So you can log into courses going forward only with this ID. Your personal ID would have been deactivated and you can access the dashboard, you can access the courses only with the program given email ID. Okay, and your ID card would have been generated by us. You can find it in the document section of your dashboard. So these would have been done now that you're entering the foundation level and you're starting the program with us. Okay, coming to the structure of the courses and the assessments that are there, I think you all would be aware that typically we have 2 quizzes and we have 1 final exam for every course. So quiz 1 is conducted at the end of 4 weeks, quiz 2 is conducted at the end of 8 weeks and the final exam is conducted at the end of 12 weeks when the course is completed. So some pointers with regard to when the qualifier score will be used as quiz 1 score and when it will not be used. So supposing you are doing the qualifier in say January 2024 term, right? So if you continue to register to courses having passed the qualifier in January term itself, the qualifier will be considered as quiz 1 score. Then you will go on to write quiz 2 and the final exam and we will get out your grade based on it, right? So if you register to the qualifier in January 24 but you do not opt to continue with courses in the January term, but you say I will come back in May term or September term, in that case we will use your qualifier score as the quiz 1 score in the May term for the courses you register. But supposing you register for say English 1 and Maths 1 in the January term after your qualifier in the January term, in the May term we will not consider your qualifier scores as quiz 1 scores. You have to give your quiz 1 as a fresh quiz. That's how the policy of the program works. That's what I've given here in terms of term X and term X plus 1 in generic terms so that it's not limited to any time period. But this is a way that the qualifier score will or will not be used as the quiz 1 score. The quiz 1 is broadly based on contents of weeks 1 to 4 and quiz 2 is based on weeks 1 to 8. And the final exam is based on contents provided in the weeks 1 to 12 of the course. Okay, these are the dates for this particular year, academic year of 2024. The 3 terms are listed here and the quiz 1, quiz 2 end term exam dates are given here. So these are finalized from our side. There will be no changes in this unless there is something very compelling for us to make the change, but we think that this will be the final schedule that we will adhere to. The dates for the OPPs and any other vivas that we have to do will be announced before or during the term as is applicable for each course. So that alone the schedule is not done yet. The January schedule is done. It is shared with all of you. You can find that in your calendar. You can find that in the grading document and so on. But for all the other terms, May term and September term, we will define the dates for the OPPs and any other assessment components just before the term is released. Okay. And do read our emails, do read our announcements just in case we are making any change. We should not be making any change in these assessment dates, but if at all, please do watch out for our announcements, emails, WhatsApp messages to see whether there are any changes in the proposed dates. Okay, let us come to the grading pattern because many of you are coming into the program for the very first time. I'm not sure whether you're aware of how we calculate the final course grade for these courses. So I would like to spend some time in explaining how we will do the calculation for the course grades for the courses in the foundation level, right? Firstly, just like you had an eligibility to attend the qualifier exam, correct? That you got a hall ticket for the qualifier exam based on assignment scores of weeks 1 to 4. There is an eligibility to get the hall ticket for the final exam also, right? So the eligibility to get the hall ticket for the final exam is average of the best 5 out of the first 9 weeks of graded online assignments that you do in the course should be greater than or equal to 40%. Okay, and you have to mandatorily attend one of the 2 quizzes. These 2 conditions have to be satisfied to get the hall ticket for the final exam. And eligibility to obtain the final course grade, whether it's a pass grade or it's a fail grade, attending the end term exam is mandatory for that. With respect to any other specifics of courses, check the grading document for further details. But basically, the final exam is mandatory to attend if you need to get a pass grade in your course. So, calculating the final score, how do we do it? There is a generic formula that we use for 7 out of the 8 foundation courses. So, supposing we have GAA, which is defined as average score in best 10 out of all weekly graded assignments. Okay, so this is one component that is there. QZ1 is the score in quiz 1, QZ2 is the score in quiz 2, and F is the score in the final exam that you will write after the end of 12 weeks. Assuming that these are the assessment components for the course, 10% weightage is given for the average score in the weekly graded assignment. So, we have given it as 0.1 GAA, and then there is a formula wherein if you have attended both quizzes or if you have attended one quiz, we do a combination of the 2, see whichever is the higher mark, and then we add it to the weekly graded assignment score. So, this is the formula that we use, and for statistics 2, we have a bonus points component from one extra activity also. So, that is something that is optional. You can do it if you want. If you want to get more marks, you can do that. For statistics 1, we just introduced it last term. I am hoping it will continue, but you can again watch out for announcements on it to get some bonus points from this. Otherwise, the final score is calculated based on your weekly graded assignments, your quiz 1, your quiz 2 and the end term exam score. For Python programming alone, we will have 2 programming exams that will be scheduled for you. So, the eligibility for appearing for the online proctored programming exam, this is a term that you will have to get familiar with. It is called OPPE in our site. So, a lot of mails and messages you will get based on this term called OPPE. So, all students will be scheduled to write OPPE 1, which is the first programming exam. So, all of you can attempt it and you can score in that. Apart from it, apart from the weekly graded assignments we have in Python, which is an multiple choice, multiple select kind of a quiz thing, as well as programming assignments, every week on Friday, Saturday and Sunday, we also open up a timed programming assignment. And you have to attempt this timed programming assignment. One, it gives you a practice for handling the OPPs. So, the OPPs are typically 90 minutes in which you have to write 3 or 4 programs. For those of you who are very new to coding, it is a huge challenge that people are not really able to do 3 programs in 90 minutes, get it to work, compile, run and also pass the test cases. Hence, what we have done with these Friday, Saturday, Sunday timed assignment is that we try to emulate the OPPs and we give you a 7 PM to 9 PM time and we say try to do the programs that we are given in that slot so that you get used to how do you apportion your time between the programs within a limited duration. That is some practice that we give you. But this weekly assignment that we do on Friday, Saturday, Sunday will define the eligibility for you to appear in OPPE 2. Okay. So, if the average of the scores of the best 4 out of the first 6 timed assignments is greater than or equal to 40 out of 100, only then we will schedule OPPE 2 for you. Else, we will not schedule OPPE 2 for you. Please be clear about this. We've had many students in the past who do not read this, in the grading document, say they are not aware of it. But this is a condition that we have been following at least for the last 2 or 3 terms, and this will be valid even for the terms that are coming up. And eligibility to write the final exam is as follows. One is of course the weekly graded assignment score like we did in the previous slide. Best 5 out of the first 9 weekly assignment scores should be greater than or equal to 40 out of 100, that is there. And if the average of the scores of the best 4 out of the first 6 timed assignments is also greater than 40 out of 100. So, you can see that the weekly timed assignment that we do on the weekends affects you in two ways. It determines your eligibility for OPP 2. It determines your eligibility to get the hall ticket for the final exam. So, you need to do your weekly graded assignments, you need to do your weekend programming assignments, you need to also do your OPP as well to be eligible for the final exam and to get a final course grade. Okay. So, eligibility for the final course grade, you can see attending the end term exam, like we said, which is mandatory. Score in one of the two OPPs should be greater than 40 out of 100. Otherwise, you will not get a pass grade. So, we are ensuring in the Python course that you know the theory part also well, but you also know to write a program and you are able to pass the programming exam. So, I hope this is clear. Go through the grading document if you have any doubts. If you have further any questions, you can ask the instructors or you can ask on the discourse forum and the team will reply to you. Grading scheme and pass criteria, this is something you should know. This is valid for everyone in the program, whether it is a foundation level, whether it is a diploma level, whether it is the degree level. So, like we showed, the final course score, T score, is calculated based on all assessment components. So, the weekly graded assignments, quiz 1, quiz 2, final exam, if there are OPPs that will be there, if there is any other assessment component that will also be added to it. And finally, we come up with a final course score. Okay, it's called a total course score, T. That is a term that we keep using in the program. And if you get T more than 40 out of 100, then you are deemed to have passed the course. And what is the grades that you will get? It is shown here. When T is greater than or equal to 90, you get an S grade. When you get a T score between 80 and 89, you get an A grade, and so on it goes on. If T is less than 40, you are deemed to have not passed the course, so you get a fail grade, which is a U grade. Okay, and the grades that we will use if you did not even get the hall ticket for the final exam because of ineligibility, either due to average assignment score being less or quizzes not being attended, you will get a WA or a WQ grade on your progress card. So, these are equivalent to a U, but just to differentiate that you did not write the final exam and then fail the course, actually you were not even eligible to write the final exam. That is why we push in a WA or a WQ grade. And there is an I grade which is incomplete, where if you did not attend the final exam, in that case you get an I grade because we still don't know how you will perform and whether you will pass or fail the course. Hence we push an I grade, and for this you can take up the exam in the subsequent term and actually complete the course. So, this is the grades that we give for you in the program. It is common for all courses in the program of the foundation level, the diploma level and the degree level, like I said. And when calculating your GPA or the CGPA, the grade points is what we will use here. So, S grade is taken as 10 points, A grade is taken as 9 points and so on. You can see D is 6 but E is 4, E is not 5, E is 4 points, and U and the other grades are taken as 0 points. Okay. So, we also have a parameter called credit clearing capability in the program. We call it CCC in the program. Most times you will again get emails or messages, or on your dashboard you will see something which is CCC. So, basically CCC gives you an idea of how many courses you are able to handle and you can possibly register for in a term to do well in that term. It is not probably indicative of just your ability, but it also is indicative of the time that you are able to put into the courses. So, if you are busy and maybe you have just been doing the minimum required in any course to pass, and maybe you are getting a D grade in 2 courses you took, we would really suggest that you should not be taking 3 and 4 courses because your grades are already less in those 2 courses, and maybe you should just continue with 1 or 2 courses going forward. So, typically what we do is we calculate the average of course marks from the previous term or even the previous 2 terms, and we do this kind of a recommendation table where if the average of courses that you've completed is less than 50, which is that D grade or an E grade that you got, then maybe you should do only 1 or 2 courses in every term, because we are seeing that either you don't put in the effort or the time, or maybe you are not able to cope with the courses. If you have this S score between 50 and 70, maybe 3 is a good recommendation for you, and above 70 we say maybe you can deal with 4 courses in the program. So, that is something that we recommend. It's called the credit clearing capability, and this is something that you should think for yourself. You should also look at how you have been doing the courses, how much time you are able to spend, and then decide to register for courses so that you do them really well, get good grades and get a good CGPA. So that is something very important you have to keep in mind when you are thinking about and deciding how many courses to register in a particular term. Okay, let us come to the various scenarios now of how the grades impact you, right? So if somebody was not eligible to get the hall ticket to the final exam, that is you got a WA or a WQ grade, or even if you were eligible, you went and wrote the final exam, but your total score finally was less than 40, that you got a U grade and you did not pass the course, what are the options available for you? You have to repeat the entire course in the next terms. There is no other option to again attempt the final exam or do it. You have to repeat the entire course. You have to do the weekly assignments again. You have to become eligible to get the hall ticket to the final exam based on the conditions for that course. Then go attempt it and pass the course. Okay. So, this is what is said here. It includes submission of assignments, redoing all the quizzes and the interim exam. And the fees for repeating the course is the same as the regular course fees. So, if the course fees for you in general category was 4,000 and you got a WA, WQ grade in that, then you pay the 4,000 again for that course, register for it in the next subsequent terms and you complete it. So, this is what you have to do if you got a WA, WQ or an U grade. Okay, what if a learner is absent for the final exams and got an I grade, which is an incomplete grade? Okay, so there are two options here. One option is you have already finished the weekly assignments. You might have finished the quizzes also, because of which you got hall ticket to the final exam, but for whatever reason you did not attempt the final exam. In this case, you can choose to write the final exam alone in the next immediate term. So this writing the final exam to get a grade is available only in the next immediate term. If you go in the second term, after say in January I got an I grade, only in May term you can get this choice of writing the final exam alone. If you miss that and do not register, in September term thereafter you will have to repeat the entire course. You do not get the option of writing the final exam alone. Okay, the fee for writing the final exam alone in the foundation level is rupees 1,000 and at the diploma degree level is rupees 2,000. So what will happen here is you will go and write the exam in the next term that you register. All the other assessment components we will take from the term in which you completed the course. So the weekly assignments, the quizzes, all those scores we will take it from the term you completed in. We will add only this end term score and give you a grade. You will get access to the course in case you want to refresh and revise the material that is there. So in the term that you register for writing the end term exam alone, we will not give you hall tickets to attempt the quizzes, and we will not consider your weekly assignment scores even if you do attempt and you kind of revise it. We will only take the assessment components from the previous term where you had originally registered for the course. If you skip a term, like I said, and you do not register for the end term exam alone in the immediate subsequent term, then you have to repeat the course. You will get a U grade in this and you will have to repeat the entire course after that. Okay. And one more thing is, either, like I said, there are two options. You can choose to write the end term exam alone, or you can choose to repeat the course already when you get an I grade. So when the any course has an I grade, during a course registration, there will be two options that open up. Do you want to write the end term alone, or do you want to repeat the entire course? You can choose either of the options depending on maybe the marks that you got in the assessments were very less, that you want to repeat it again and improve your marks, or maybe you thought I did very well in the course components and I only want to write the final exam alone. So that is what is said here. And this writing the final exam for a course that had an I grade will be counted towards your max courses that you can take in a term of 4. So even if it is only end term exam, and supposing you are say going to take 4 courses that term, this will be counted as one of the courses and you can only take 3 others in that particular term that you're registering. Okay, now coming to what happens if maybe you had registered for 4 courses and then suddenly you find yourself that you don't have time and there are urgent other activities that have come up that doesn't give you the time to study those 4 courses. You also find maybe the courses are very tough and you did not expect them to be so difficult that you're not able to cope and do well in the 4 courses. How do you drop a course in this case? So we have something called a drop window which is opened for 3 days, 28 days from the start of the course. Okay, so supposing we start the course, say for example on January 1st, on January 28th for 3 days, we will open a window called drop window. So you can go into your dashboard and you can select the courses you wish to drop and it will be removed from your dashboard and we will do a drop mechanism. So in this drop courses, there is a admin fee deduction that we will do and the remaining will be put into your wallet. So like you can see here, if it is a foundation course, then rupees 2000 will be deducted and the remaining will be put into your student's wallet. And if it is a diploma or a degree level course, rupees 4000 will be deducted and the remaining will be put into your student's wallet that you can use the next time that you come in for course registration. So here are certain situations that we have also given of options of dropping. So supposing you are maybe not dropping courses in a particular term after you've registered, but for whatever reason you want to quit the program. So there is an option called I quit the program and you can tell us that you want to quit the program during the 3-day window and the course fee minus the deductions that happen will be refunded to the learner and learner will be removed from the program. Whatever documents are due to you in terms of progress card will be given to you and we'll change your status as quitting the program. That is one option where you choose to completely get out of the program and you're not even there. The second one is where the learner drops maybe one or a few of the courses registered in a particular term. So the refund for only the drop courses will be done in that particular term and refunded to the wallet. Email ID will still be active. You will continue with the other courses that you have not dropped in that particular term. And of course, your student status will be still active. And third, if the learner opts to drop all courses in a term. So I registered for 3 courses, I am dropping all 3 courses that particular term. So refund will be done to the wallet as per the table given. Email ID will be kept active so that learner can come in and register the next term. And this term will be counted as a term with 0 courses. So it will be counted almost equivalent to doing an RKA, though you registered but you have dropped it. So this will be counted as an equivalent term of RKA and the status will be changed to academic probation. And the fee receipt will be generated after this 4 weeks because we would also like to see who is dropping courses, who is staying on to courses so that the final fee that we have and final fee that we are refunding can also be tallied and we give you something which is accurate for what you have made as payment and what you have received back from us after you drop the courses. So this is a table that we have shown and these amounts you can see here and the foundation and diploma level are based on the categories that you belong to and the waivers that you have gotten, and what we will retain, what we will put back into your wallet is also shown here. For learners writing exams outside India, either at centers or remote proctored, you would have paid an additional exam facilitation fee for doing the exams. So for all such learners, when you drop from courses in the 3-day window after 28 days, 100% of the facilitation fee for quiz 1 will be retained by us because we would have done all arrangements by then for you to write the quiz 1, and 50% of the facilitation fee for quizzes 2 and 3 will be put back into the wallet because even with our exam partners, we actually pay them upfront booking seats for the quiz 1, quiz 2 and final exam as you all registered to us with the program at the beginning of the term. Hence, this is the format in which we will retain money and how much will be refunded to learners outside India who are dropping courses in a term. So there are 2 types of progress reports that we will share with you. So the first one is called a term-wise progress card. So this is a document that we will generate at the end of every term when your results have been published and you have verified all of it. This will actually list all the courses that you have taken in any term, and what data we will put in there is the course code, the course name, the level and the grade obtained. And in this progress card, we will show all courses that have a U grade, that have a WA grade, WQ grade, an I grade. It will show any courses that you have dropped also. So basically this will document whatever courses you have taken and the action taken on those courses in any given term. So this is called a progress card. The next one is called a grade card. The grade card is issued only when you complete a particular level. Okay, it is not generated at the end of every single term. It is generated only when you complete a particular level. When you complete foundation level, a grade card is generated. When you complete diploma level, a grade card is generated. When you complete BSc level, a grade card is generated. And when you complete the BS level, the grade card or the transcript is generated. So the difference between this and the progress card is, on this, every course will be listed only once uniquely, and it will show the final grade obtained in that course, whether it is a pass grade or whether it is a U grade. So for instance, in say one term, you did not pass a course and you got a WA grade, maybe in that. The next term you repeated the course and completed it with a A grade. So the A grade is how this course will be listed on the grade card. But on the progress card, in that first term, it will show that course name and it will say WA. Second term, it will show the course name and will say that it has an A grade. So the progress card will give you all instances of what you did with courses. The grade card will have only one instance of every course listed on it with the final grade that that particular course has. Okay. GPA is something called grade point average. It is average of the scores for the courses taken in any single term. So for that term, what is the calculation? The formula is given here. So we already showed you for every grade we have a points awarded. So S grade is 10 points, A grade is 9 points and so on. So the points of the grade that you got is multiplied by the credits and it is summed up and it's divided by the total credits. So for every term we will calculate this. That is called GPA for that particular term. And then we will calculate CGPA for all unique courses done so far in the program, and that is called the CGPA. So CGPA is a cumulative grade point average and it shows you what your performance has been across courses done till that particular point in time in the program. So when you get your progress card, both of these will be listed in that particular document. So the progress card and the grade card will be uploaded in the document section for students to be able to download, and hope you all are familiar with your student dashboard. There are a lot of important documents that go through it. I will also walk you through some of it when I come to that particular section. Okay, student status. So there is something called student status that we maintain for students in the program. I will walk you through the status that we keep. The first one is on the rolls or active student status. So when a learner is registered in any term for one or more courses after paying the course fees, the status will be on the rolls or active. So basically you are active in the program, you are registered to courses, you are doing coursework with us. At that point, your status is maintained with us as active. And then if you take a terms break, you are maybe paying RKA or you haven't paid RKA, you have not come in to fill the form with us for registering to courses in a term, your status in that particular term will be on academic probation. Okay, so this is the term that we will call on academic probation, and you have to pay us RKA of ₹1000 to take a terms break, to tell us that I'm not coming in for this particular term, I'm not registering to courses, but keep my email ID active and I will come back soon. I just need a break this particular term. If you don't pay the RKA but you have not come in to register to courses in a particular term, the next term when you come back to register for courses, this RKA fee will be recovered from you. So that is what is given here. The third status that we have is struck off rolls. Okay. If a learner with status academic probation continues like that for 2 terms and the third term also they do not register for courses with us, they are struck off the rolls. So at this point, we will deactivate your email ID, we will deactivate your ID card, and status will be given as struck off the rolls. So official email ID suspended, like I said, and to reactivate the registration, maybe 3 terms you have done this, but term 4 now you want to come back and do some courses in the program. You have to inform the team who will reactivate your email ID, and you can start registering for courses. So there is a readmission fee for those with stuck off roles who want to restart the program. You have to pay this readmission fee to us, where we activate your email ID and other permissions on the program side, and you can start again registering to courses with us. So any learner who struck off the roles 2 times from the program is removed from the program. So please watch out when taking breaks on whether you are taking continuous breaks in 2 or 3 terms. You also have to be aware of the first point which I said, where a level has to be completed in 9 terms or 3 years. So the more breaks you take, the longer you are going to do a particular level, and you should not come to a position where even if you do courses, you can't complete a level, and anyways you will be removed from the program at that point. So please be aware of this. Struck off roles, if you are coming into that, you've already lost a year or 3 terms. So think about where you are in the program and decide on doing courses thereafter. Quitting the program is another status where you choose to tell us that you are quitting the program. So maybe you have completed the foundation level and you are happy with that to take the foundation certificate. You are not going to continue the program with us. You can actually quit the program with us so that we know that you are not going to continue thereafter. We'll suspend your email ID and we will give you the certificates. Same thing with 1 diploma. Maybe after completing 1 diploma also you want to quit. Maybe after completing 2 diplomas you want to quit, or at the BSc level you want to quit. So the 1 diploma, 2 diplomas and the BSc level, if you quit the program, one thing you have to be aware about is you cannot come and restart or rejoin the program once you have quit it and taken the original certificates from us. So that's something that we ask you, saying that are you aware that if you quit the program after 1 or 2 diplomas or BSc and take the original certificate, you cannot come and continue from there for the next level. So if you agree to it and you're aware and you want to do it, we will give you the original certificates at that point along with the transcript, and you can take it and leave the program. One thing we have enabled for such people is, of course, for you to do courses in the program, but these will not count towards credit for any degree or something like that. You will get a transcript from us and you can use it for learning purpose or anywhere else that you would like to use it. That is something that is there. And the last status that we have is alumnus, where students completing the BSc level or the BS degree become alumnus of IIT Madras. So we will also send this list to the IIT Madras alumni office. There are procedures and processes by which you get registered with them and you become part of the alumni group. So there will be some interfacing we will do between you and them, and you can become an alumnus of IIT Madras. For those completing 1 or both diplomas and quitting the program, there is no alumni status that is being awarded. It's only for the BSc and BS degree completed students. Exams outside India, I would like to also iterate that this program can be done by students anywhere across the globe. Okay. So there is no requirement for you to come to India as part of this particular program for any assessment components. Hence, you can be in any country, anywhere, and do this program with us. We also have exam centers in UAE. We have it in Sri Lanka, Bahrain, Kuwait, Oman, and we are exploring in some countries like Singapore too. If you stay in any of these countries, you will have to go to the nearest center and you will have to take the exam in person. And if you belong to any other country, say in Europe or US, Canada, Australia, Japan, where we have students currently studying in the program, you will take exams from your place itself through an online remote proctored mechanism. So the exam platform is the same as what we have for students in India. It will not be a different platform, but the exam timing will be synchronized with the timings that we run for exams in India. So for instance, if you are running quiz 1 and quiz 2 at 2 p.m. IST, whatever the timing is in your country, your place of residence at that point, you will be taking up that exam at that point. For instance, there are students in USA who do exams at 2 a.m. Because that is the equivalent of 2 p.m. IST. but we don't have a choice. This is the way that it works. You will be taking exams at that particular time, which is the same as the India timing. It is synchronized to India exam timings. Tuition fees, there is no difference between a student studying in India and a student studying outside of India, but there is a facilitation fee which is collected in addition to this for giving the exams there at the centers outside the India or doing remote proctored exams with us. So that will be collected in the form itself. Once you say that I am not in India and I belong to outside India and I will be studying from here. One word of caution here, this remote proctored online exams are permitted only for students from certain countries where we don't have centers and on approval from our side. If for whatever reason you happen to be in India during the exam times, you will have to inform us before and give the exam only from exam centers in India. You cannot do an online remote proctored exam by being in India. So if you're traveling back for work or if you're traveling back for any personal, personal situations, you have to inform us that you're not outside India and we will schedule an exam for you in one of the centers here. So normally when the exam happens, we will ask you to ping your IP and location, and if you find that it is in India when you're doing an online remote proctored exam, that exam will be invalidated. We will not be taking that marks into account. So please be aware of this point and act accordingly if you are indeed traveling to India for any of the exams. Content that is released in every course, I think all of you should be knowing it, having gone through the qualifier of 4 weeks. So the primary content is videos by the faculty that have been created and are released every week. So this will be about 2 to 3 hours of videos that the faculty handling that particular course, offering that course have created, and that will be the primary source of content for a course. Then you have activity questions which are a part of every video. So there are about 4, 5, 7 questions that are given after every video, which tests whether you have actually watched the video and you've understood what is being taught there. Then we have practice assignments, maybe 1 or 2 practice assignments may be there. These assignments are similar to the weekly graded assignments, except that they will have also the solution as part of it. So there will be a PDF solution where the complete steps have been worked out. There will be a video recording of the solution where the explanations are also given. This will be made available to you. So our recommendation, watch the primary faculty videos, answer the activity questions to ensure you have understood the videos that you have watched, and then start doing the practice assignment yourself. If you get stuck, there is always a solution, or there is a video recorded solution. You can watch it, you can see what you have missed or where you have gone wrong, and then you can continue with the practice assignment. The most important, the weekly graded assignments will be there. You have to complete it and submit because these determine eligibility for the final exam, as we have already discussed. So once the practice assignments are done and you're confident on how to solve, the graded assignments can be easily handled by you. So before the due date, ensure you submit the graded assignment much ahead. Do not wait till the last minute of 23:58 or 59, because there could be server issues because of load or something, and all your effort will go waste if you wait till the last minute. So at least do it 1 or 2 hours ahead of the deadline and ensure that you have submitted the graded assignment. How do you verify you have submitted your assignment? There is a last submission date on the assignment that will come up, and that will show the date and the time when your last submission was recorded by the server in our program. If that does not reflect your last submission, you will know that your submission has not been received by us. You have to ensure every time you submit that that date and time are actually reflecting the time when you submitted the assignment. And then there are tutorial videos that a lot of instructors have created around this content. So that is something you can see. There are also text transcripts and notes for every week. So we have transcribed all the videos that are there. These are given, these are corrected and made into a readable format, and they are also given as PDFs to you. So if you want to read through them after having watched the video lectures, maybe for making notes or as a refresher, these can be used. Reference books are listed that also you can refer to and do additional reading, apart from, of course, whatever is given by the faculty as videos. There'll be a mock test before the qualifier exams that you can attempt to get an idea of how the quiz 1, quiz 2 will happen. And there are discussion forums and live sessions by the instructors that happen where you can ask your doubts. So the discussion forum, you can ask your doubts in a written format. Within a day, the team will reply to your query there, or if you know answers to queries that your fellow mates are asking, you can also answer it. The live sessions typically are about 8 to 10 hours per week per course. These are handled by instructors and a combination of teaching assistants also. Do attend these live sessions to go and ask your queries and get them cleared, or at least watch them later to find out if there's any doubt that you have had, somebody's asked and they've answered it, you might at least get it cleared from that point of time. So there are 4 types of live sessions. You would have seen this even as you went through the qualifier. There's a live session dedicated to discussing maybe activity questions. Then there is a solve with instructor where the problems are solved, as part of the live session, step by step they are solved. And then graded assignments are also solved and discussed, so that if you have any queries, you can ask that. Then there's an open session where any question on the content for that week can also be asked to the instructor or the TA, and they are handled by the team. So here are just some tips that we went through. I already spoke about it. Go through each and every video, make your own notes that you can refer to before the quizzes and final exam. This is very important because you would make notes on what you understand best, what you didn't understand, how you want to make your cheat sheets work best for you. I think that is something each of you has to do. Attempt assignments on your own, okay? Take help if required to understand, but do not blindly copy the answers that are being put out on some WhatsApp group or some Telegram group and feed it in. Because in the quiz or final exam, when you write the exam under proctored conditions, there is not going to be help available to you. So if you don't understand and solve problems, people are not going to be able to help you on the day of the exams, and it will not work for you to pass the course. Hence, attempt the assignments by yourself. Take help as required to understand when you are stuck, but do not blindly copy from whatever solutions are put out in various groups. Also, we find many websites that are selling solutions to the weekly assignments that we are putting out, and they are also charging some money for it. It is anywhere between 500 rupees to 1000 to 2000 rupees. Again, we are saying these are not legitimate websites. These are not authorized or approved by the program. The program does not collect any other fees apart from the course fees that we are charging currently. These websites, though many of them claim to be IIT Madras websites, or they sometimes use the logo which is not permitted, please do not fall for these. These are all scams. The support you get from the instructors through the live session, the discussion forum will be more than enough for you to actually understand what is being taught and go through the assignments and learn from it. You do not need any of these external websites that are selling solutions for money. Okay? That is something that you have to be aware of. In the past, we've had students who have been scammed and also paid money, assuming that they were approved by us, but then we had to tell them that none of it is approved by us. Only what is on the portal is approved and authorized by us. So good evening. So hope you saw the first part of the orientation today in the foundation level. I'll take some questions that you'll have put on the form, and then we'll go to the last part of the presentation, which is about the paradox and about the malpractice rules that we have. So let me see questions that you have asked, and let me answer something that's there. So there's a student is asking, is tutoring available this term for Python? And what are the qualifying marks for Python OPP and Python final? Yeah, tutoring is available. I think the the payment links are available on your dashboard. Please check that. Please go and make the payment if you want to make use of this opportunity. Qualifying marks for Python OPP is same 40 marks you have to get in one of the two OPPs that are there. And final is the same grading pattern. You have to get an overall of 40 and above to get a pass grade. That's the same as what we have. Uh, Somebody's asking, can I take one course of foundation and another from diploma if there's only one course that remains at the end of foundation level? No, you cannot. You have to complete the entire 8 courses of foundation level before you go on to diploma. So that is something that you cannot do. And maybe what you can do, you can choose some NPTEL courses to do this term, because NPTEL courses can be credited in the degree level. So if you have only one course in the foundation, maybe do one or two NPTEL courses, write the exam for it, and when you come to the degree level, you can transfer credits from it. So that is one possibility to do. And mentor sessions be made available for students taking a makeup exam. I think for all students, we enable the sessions. The one-on-one sessions, not one-on-one, one on 25 sessions that we are doing. We are making it available for all students to participate and pay and take up for register. So I think it go to the payment pending section inside your dashboard. Okay, so for all the courses that are there, the payments I think are available there. If you can check that and make the payment for the courses you're interested in, I think that should be okay with us. I will also inform my team that there might be students who are doing the makeup exam, and for them that this needs to be enabled. Let me check, but I think it's open for all. And can you give me any suggestion for Python OPP? Uh, Suggestion is only practice. I don't think there is any other way out for you to pass the Python OPP. I think for learning Python or any programming language, coding language, practice is the only one. You have to get really, really comfortable about writing code, writing programs. You have to do every single programming assignment that we have given for practice or graded in the course, and write it yourself. You should be very comfortable writing code there. Try out external portals for Python. Also, a lot of portals have Python programming, which is for free. You can go there and write programs, but without spending time, without really writing a lot of code, at least 1,500 lines of code, I don't think you'll get that comfort level. And if you don't do your Python course well, the entire programming diploma will be a disaster, because every course there is based on Python, right? PDSA uses Python, DBMS uses Python, MAD1, MAD2 use Python. So everything requires Python in the programming diploma. On the data science side, even MLT, MLP does require Python knowledge. So unless you learn Python really, really well, I think it's going to be a struggle for you going into the diploma level. So I don't understand this question, but somebody is asked, can one learn Python without having knowledge in computational thinking when past the CT enter? Okay, I'm not sure what you mean, but computational thinking is a basic course for giving people an idea of how this entire system of coding or programming works. It kind of inducts you into the world of coding and programming. If you already know some programming, you actually, computational thinking might be a breeze for you. You might already understand what they're talking. But if you're coming from a non-programming background, computational thinking actually makes it in a very nice way, it explains what programming is. So can you learn Python without computational thinking? Yes, you can, but computational thinking gives you a very good foundation on why you do certain things, why you code certain things in a certain way in a programming language. I think that is the beauty of the CT course that we have. And I'm currently a foundation level student of BSc program. Spelling of my name is wrong. How can I correct my spelling? Please write to support. We'll have to see on how to get it corrected. Then option of maths 2 was not there. Then this problem was resolved. Yeah, I'll check that. Check your. I got your mail and mail ID here. I will ask my team to check it and enable Maths 2 for you. Just give me a day. After this meeting, I'll share this information with them. Okay. Uh, is this degree UGC approved? Because parents asked this question. I didn't get any answer about it. So IITs have the authority and approval to give degrees, to award degrees without the need for UGC approving it. So IIT's BTech degree, MTech degree, just like IITs awarded, this degree is also awarded by IIT Madras. It is a absolutely legally accepted degree. Okay, and the program itself was launched by the minister for HRD, or minister the HRD minister at that time in 2020 when we launched it. So it is with the knowledge of the people in power that this degree was launched, and the degree that we grant is from IIT, which is approved to award degrees by itself. We don't need UGC approval for that. And then um yeah, about the mentorship program. See, mentorship program is something optional that we have for students who are struggling to study from the contents we give. So we already have live sessions by instructors, we have live sessions by teaching assistants, we have a discourse forum. There is enough support that you should be able to study on your own. So if there are videos and you have all the support, we expect 90-95% of the students to be able to do things on their own and study on their own. And of course, there is support for you. If you have doubts, then you have to go to the discourse forum or the live sessions and get your doubts cleared. But we find that there are some students who possibly want a group to study with. They also want somebody there who is able to help them in that particular subject. And what this mentorship also does is that it enables fixed timings in a week for you to do a course. For instance, if we have the mentorship sessions on, say, Monday, Thursday, and Saturday, it is like almost going to a tuition class, right? You put that time in your calendar and you're not going to do any other activity, and you will show up at that class for attending the class. This is more like that, where it also disciplines you to go and attend a class, and also study with a group that you will get to know over the 12 weeks. And there is a person there also to guide you and help you. So I think the mentorship is designed in that way. If you do not need it, you can study on your own. Perfect. You don't have to definitely join this program at all. This program is completely optional. It's just one more crutch or one more support that we are giving to students who are struggling to study the courses in the program. That's all. If you don't want to do it, please don't do it. In fact, we'd be happy if you have lesser number who subscribe to it and people are able to manage on their own. Okay. Um, Okay, I have four courses that I registered for, but I see only one course in my feed. I think the feed, the boxes that you see inside your dashboard are getting enabled now. It should get done by tomorrow only, tomorrow night or Saturday morning only. We are releasing the content, so please wait till then. It's not yet term start for us. We are still in the works of it. It will get done very soon. In pending payment option, 2000 has been charged per subject. That's what we are saying again. It is for the mentorship. If you do not want to avail the mentorship, please do not pay it. If you want to avail mentorship, please pay for it. We have sent an email with all the details. Please go as per that and do if you need this support. Okay, I want to know whether this degree is valid for me to give competitive exams. GATE exam, yes, you can give after you complete the BS degree. They will require it. The government exams, I don't know how they will consider this degree, whether they will consider this as an online degree, offline degree, or something. We call it hybrid because all the exams are in person while content is delivered online. In fact, the final degree certificate does not even have the word online on it. We treat it on par with the other degrees that we give. And there's a perfectly legally recognized degree that comes out from IIT Madras. So in that way, this degree has its standing. But if people say, I don't want, we want only campus degrees, right? Will you classify this program as a campus course? Probably not. So you have to see where you're applying and for what purpose it is being used. Okay. Are mentor sessions for it compulsory? It's the same thing, not compulsory at all. Do we need to score specific marks for taking four subjects in diploma? No, your CCC in diploma level is four, and once you enter diploma, you can choose how many other subjects you want. But one word of caution, typically students have been choosing only two or three courses in the diploma level. Unless you're really comfortable with programming, or you're a full-time student who has the entire day to study from the program, people are not doing four subjects. It's very difficult to do four subjects in the diploma level. People are typically doing two or three, but we give everybody a CCC of four in the diploma level. Yeah, so regarding NPTEL, there are NPTEL exams on March 24th and April 28th, the same day as we have our quiz 2 and final exams of the BS program. So the courses that you choose to register, please ensure that they have exam dates on April 21st, April 20th and April 21st or April 27th. So these might be the more comfortable dates when you want to do the NPTEL course. So every NPTEL course, the exam date will already be given on that. You can filter on Swayam portal by the exam date, filter for these three exam dates and identify the NPTEL courses that are there. And if you register for those, I think it should be much better than having a clash with the BS exams. Okay. Okay, are we eligible for internship after one diploma? Yeah, there are certain norms that you have to complete. There is a training program, there are activity points, and there is an eligibility for applying for internship through us. So that is something that you'll have to go through, and the IAC will talk to you more about it once you come to the diploma level. Probably you should finish a foundation and then get into the diploma level and wait for more details on it. My current course limit is 2. Can I request for 3 subjects this term? Currently, not possible. If your course limit is 2, it means that you have not performed that well. And the assumption is that either you don't have the time or probably you're struggling with the courses that we suggest only 2 courses is the limit for you to take in this particular term. So you have to do better than that to get more subjects possible for registration. But like I said, when you come to diploma level, we give everybody a CCC of 4. Okay. Okay, can I take improvement courses now? Improvement courses, the last date is already over. We had opened a G form for it and we had asked people to fill it up. We have already taken payments and assigned the courses, so not in this term. Next term, you can definitely apply and do that if you want. Okay, exam question paper and assignment questions aren't the same. Where do we practice for exams? So I will say that there are Okay, the assignments normally are very similar to at least some of the questions that we give in the exams. It will not be completely different. If you want to practice, I think students are maintaining a portal themselves called opennotes.org, and there they've archived the question papers from all the past terms. So probably you should just visit that portal and you can see the past archived question papers and the answer key there, and you can practice on those. So hopefully that should be able to help you. Okay. You paid for improvement for statistics in data science. I'll check and come back to you on this. I will do that. Um, okay, improvement for a course, will the same material be provided as the original course? Yes, the improvement for a course is the same material, the same GAs, quiz papers and final exams, of course, will be different. So improvement, in fact, we would recommend, unless absolutely essential, don't do an improvement course. One, the fees is double of what you pay, which is essentially for discouraging you from actually repeating the course. And two, anyway, the contents are available with you, right? The previous course that you had enrolled to, you have the videos with you, you have the assignments with you. You just have to practice and study better. Why would you really go in for an improvement again to do a course? In fact, since there are about 35 courses you have to complete as part of the degree program, it's better that you keep doing courses and keep moving forward and try to do better in the courses that you register now. So if your CGPA is lesser and because of that you want to do the improvement, then probably something that is required is do better in the upcoming courses so that uh, that improves your CGPA. So if you have a bad grade in maybe one or two courses, if you do 10 courses with an S grade, automatically it will become much, much better. So you don't have to necessarily do an improvement course. It is double the fee. We actively discourage you from doing it. But if at all you want to do it, yes, it is the same course as has been offered previously. And mentoring for improvement, yes, it is available for all. Whether you do an improvement course, whether you do a fresh course or something, it's there up in everybody's dashboard. You can go there and pay and you can be a part of it. We don't distinguish between mentoring for a student who's doing first time, student who's repeating, or doing an improvement. Okay. Discourse invite, I didn't get my invite. I will ask my team to check. Ideally we have, I think, shared all the updates, but let me also see how it is there. How to select the slot of tutoring sessions? We are sending out an email with all the details. Please read the email carefully. It has details about the tutoring and project mentoring sessions. Okay. How can I check how many terms I have registered for? Okay, so your roll number is 22F3. The person who has asked this question, how can I check how many terms I have registered for? You are a 22F3 roll number. So 22F3 means you have registered in 2022 in the third term. F3 is the September term. So that was your first term of registering with us, which is why you got the roll number. Then in 2023, we have had 3 terms. So totally 4 terms are over for you. And now you are in your fifth term. In Jan 2024 is your fifth term. Okay, that's how you calculate. From your roll number, you can start calculating the level when you entered, and from there calculate how many other terms. So we have 3 terms in a year. You can calculate from that. Is there any form available to choose slot for mentor session? Yes, after you make the payment and we cross a deadline for all the payments, we will release a G form in which you can select the slots. This degree is internationally recognized, right? It's a valid degree from IIT Madras. It's legally authorized and awarded by us. So yes, the degree certificate will say it is an IIT Madras degree. So that is there. Many students have gotten admissions also based on this program that they're doing. They've gone in for masters and they have been doing quite well there too. So I don't think there is any problem with the degree part of it. So very few questions today. That's also I'm quite happy to end it quickly. So we'll have the last part of the orientation maybe, and we'll close with that. If there are any questions that we find interesting, I'll take it. Otherwise, we'll close with that. All the best to all of you. Do well in your foundation level and try to complete the foundation level at least in a max of 3 or 4 terms. Don't extend it beyond that. You will need more terms to do the diploma level. So that is a sincere advice. Don't keep doing an RKA, keep pushing it, not being serious about it, not completing assignments, becoming ineligible. Kind of be sincere in the course that you're studying and you're registered to, so that you can finish the foundation level ASAP, right? Yeah. Mahesh, can you play the other video of Professor Vignesh, sirs?
So here at this IITM BS program, we not only encourage you to learn content from us through the academics which we offer, but we also want to enhance the student life experience you get when you go to a physical college. While the program itself is online, where the teaching happens online and evaluation happens in person, we want to create an environment where you can get the full experience of the student life. For this, the program actually has created 12 houses which are named after the Indian forests. The names are given here, and each member of this program, each student of this program is associated to this one of these houses. And there are groups which are there, and these groups are created from students of the same city or neighboring cities, and this helps the students to connect in some way. Every group has a group leader, and every house has a secretary, deputy secretary, and web admin. These houses also maintain their own website. They also actually have very interactive events, inter-house, intra-house competitions, and that really provides a vibrant environment for students to interact with each other and actually benefit while learning in this program. So the goals of this is to create a leadership skills for the students who are part of this organization. So you can also aspire to be secretaries or deputy secretaries or web admins of this program, of these these houses in the program, or you can also actively take part in organizing events and things like that within the houses itself. You can enrich your experience by joining clubs and other co-curricular and extracurricular activities. We also want to promote equity through our inclusive policy, and this environment of houses actually gives a mechanism for addressing grievances also, so that in case there are some challenges which you are facing, or if you are having some issues where you need help from another student, this house structure can help you seek that help in a fluent way. So in addition to these houses, we have the flagship student fest, which is organized here at IIT Madras. So there are actually 3 versions for this. So this flagship event is called the Paradox. So this is a student-led fest which is organized by the students for the students across the country. So there are 3 versions. The on-campus event is the major event which happens here at IIT Madras. It happens usually. This is a place where we hope to see every one of you. Last year we had a congregation of about 3,000 students showing up here at IIT Madras and enjoying the campus and participating in technical and cultural events for a period of 4 days. So in addition to this in-person event which happens in May, we also have 2 online events, one which is called Savan Paradox, which happens in August, and another which is Margari Paradox, which happens in the month of December. So Savan Paradox happens between the term breaks of May and September terms, and the Margari Paradox happens during the term break between the September and January term. The May Paradox, which is the in-person paradox which happens here on campus at IIT Madras, this year has been scheduled for May 30, 31, June 1 and 2. So you will have 4 days of sports, technical and cultural events. All of you are welcome to join. We hope to see thousands of students here on campus, and you can be a part of it. So there are also societies and clubs which host workshops and competition year round. These clubs and societies organize events as part of Paradox also, but they can also organize events outside of the calendar of Paradox and based on their own schedules and their own interests. In addition to this year we are also starting a new initiative, which is the in-person meetups across the country. So if there are a group of students who want to meet up in their city and want to interact and socialize, it could be just joining together to have tea and chat, or it could be a physical activity like playing a cricket match, or it could be just sitting and learning in an environment, going to the library or something. So for such events, we are trying to promote them through the houses and also through individual students who may be interested in organizing such events. So we will send more information in the near future. So for this kind of in-person meetups, we are hoping that you will be able to come up with a proposal, and the IIT Madras BS program team will provide financial support if needed. And based on the proposals we will receive, we will screen and select a few, and we have some plan of supporting this financially as well. So we hope that there is more and more physical interaction between students, and hopefully that will create a network which will help you go a long way. Here are some amazing pictures which were taken during the Paradox event. So the image which you see here with the director and coordinators and the dean academic courses is during the first Paradox, where we had more than 2,500 students who participated and enjoyed the campus, stayed here and actually took part in various events. So this gives an opportunity for the students to interact with the administrators of the program, the faculty who teach you, and also the instructors who have actively taken part in the various live sessions and so on. So as you can see images, you have an opportunity to interact with the director one-on-one, and also in some cases you also get to spend enough time with the instructor or the faculty conduct workshops and so on. So there is also a certificate distribution which happens, which is an official event where students actually are given the provisional and the final certificates based on the levels they have completed. So the co-curricular activities which happen are shown here. Some of them include hackathons, industry interaction and so on. There are very interesting events which happen. Many students participate in this, and they also win exciting prizes, and it gives a really vibrant environment for students here. So this is an image where the first set of diploma certified students are shown. So all the students got their provisional diplomas during the first round of Paradox, and in the second year of Paradox we actually had a more formal event where students were given even their final diplomas for students who were quitting the program. This year we will be very excited. We are all very excited because the first set of students who have completed the BSc degree will be getting their final diplomas and when they are quitting, or they will also be awarding the provisionals for the students who have completed the requirements for the BS degree. So we look forward to having all of you here, and you will all be witnessing history happen this May. So what is there without having enough fun. So we have a lot of fun during Paradox. There are cultural events where you have singing, dancing, fashion show, and all sorts of extracurricular activities which students take part in, participate, and it is a fun-filled fest which is driven by the students. There is a group of students who actually actively take part in organizing this. You can also be a part of the team. You are more than welcome to sign up for being volunteers for Paradox, and then raise up the ladder and eventually be the core organizing team for Paradox as well. So this will give you a great learning opportunity, and this definitely helps you gain leadership skills. So there are also sports events which are held. There are many interesting competitions, whether it is the marathon which happens early in the morning, or it is football and basketball and cricket and so on, which is played across the different grounds in IIT Madras. You get an opportunity to experience the campus in its fullest glory. So these are some of the interesting events which happen in and around Paradox, and also through other student initiatives which are happening throughout the year. So we hope that outside of academics, you also enjoy the learning experience that you get by interacting with students, and you build a strong network which will take you a long way in your near future. So here is a list of the social media handles of IIT Madras BS program. As you can see, these are our official handles, and we request that each of you follow these handles. Many exciting information will be shared there, and you will be able to get to know each other and also socialize outside through this environment. I hope this gives you a perspective of what student life in the IIT Madras BS program would look like. Hope you all make the most out of this. In addition to providing this kind of a vibrant student life, IIT Madras is also very socially conscious. So we provide fee support for students who come from socially, economically, and physically disadvantaged backgrounds. The scholarships are based on various criteria. We also provide CSR support for students who are meeting the requirements. In addition to providing this kind of financial support, we also have a very active placement and internship cell, which helps in facilitating placement for graduating learners. We also help in securing internships for learners who have completed both the diplomas. We also have an administrative team which tries to respond to any queries you might have. When you have support queries related to courses, payments, exam centers, exam dates, the portal itself, or assignments, quizzes, mark sheets, etc., you can write to support@study.iitm.ac.in. So we will respond to you. It may take a little bit of time. We do get thousands of emails, so we will get back to you. It may take 48 hours for us to respond. Please wait. We will address your concerns and questions. In case you have something which is more specifically related to student activities or wellness related issues, we ask you to write to a separate email ID. Please don't write to support when you have these kinds of issues. We want you to write to student_affairs@study.iitm.ac.in. Please make sure that you can reach out to us. We will provide the necessary support you would look for, and we will help you through whatever you might be facing. Having discussed all this, we now need to look at more serious issues which are important for maintaining the academic integrity of this program, which is the rules which govern the program related to academic malpractices. There is something called graded punishments. These graded punishments will be imposed on anyone who indulges in academic malpractices. This can be during an exam or an assignment. So some of the academic malpractices are listed here, which is unfair communication, use of material or devices which is not permitted, impersonation, plagiarism, and forging of documents, etc. This is not a comprehensive list, so there are many other activities which would be deemed as academic malpractices. A comprehensive list will be sent to students every time there is an exam. You will be able to see this, and this document is also available on your dashboard to go and look up. You will be able to see which are all activities which are considered to be academic malpractices. There are serious consequences when you are talking about such malpractices. It can range from getting a U grade in the concerned course and 1 grade lesser in all the other courses, or it could be U grade for all the courses registered in that term, or you can also get debarred from registering for the next term, or you can be expelled from the program as well. So depending on the violation, the consequences can be quite severe. So we hope you understand the consequences of your actions and you act accordingly. So when it comes to non-academic misconduct, cyberbullying, sexual harassment and things of that sort, there is actually zero tolerance here at IIT Madras. For when we have both academic or non-academic malpractices or misconduct, we do not take it lightly. There is a disciplinary committee which is constituted for the BS program. So this is a Senate subcommittee, which means it has been empowered to make certain recommendations to the Senate directly, and their recommendations will be discussed and approved by the Senate. Once it's approved by the Senate, it gets implemented. Okay, so please understand that there are very serious consequences for your actions. So when it comes to non-academic malpractices, there are various types of activities which can be treated as non-academic misconduct. It could be rude behavior to a fellow student or to the support staff or people, instructor or faculty of the program, or people who are involved in the program in some way. You could also be impersonation on social media, or using social media handles which misrepresent who you are, right? So it could be a handle which has the IITM name attached to it, or misrepresenting it as if to show that it is an official IIT Madras handle or a BS program handle. All these are serious impersonations which can lead to severe consequences. If there is slandering or spreading of false information about the program, or cyberbullying, which in itself is a very serious crime. It is actually something which can be taken as a criminal offense. There can be serious consequences in the legal world as well. We'll talk about what they are. Making program specific internal communications to public, in the sense you will be receiving a lot of communication from our side. You will be receiving WhatsApp messages, SMS and emails which share program specific information which is meant only for the students of the program. This cannot be shared in public. This is not for public consumption. So if you share such information to the public, that can also be treated as a non-academic violation. There are recommendations which can be either a simple probation with warning, or reduction in your CCC, which will reduce the number of courses that you can take in the subsequent terms. You can be debarred from participating in the internship and the placement process, or you can be completely rusticated from the program. So please understand that the consequences for such actions are quite severe and you cannot take it lightly. Okay, let me specifically talk about a couple of non-academic violations which are very serious. Cyberbullying is one such thing. IIT Madras has zero tolerance for cyberbullying. So you can see that cyberbullying is defined as any aggressive intentional act or behavior that is carried out by an individual or a group using electronic forms of contact repeatedly and over time against another person or group. So this is the definition of cyberbullying. So if you harass anybody which is repeated through an electronic mode, or if it is done over a period of time, then that would be considered cyberbullying, and we will take severe action for doing this. If at all you are caught, please be very careful that you will be given the most severe punishments. We will discuss what has already happened towards the end of the slides. So cyberbullies generally tend to resort to repeated aggressive behavior which is intended to humiliate, scare, anger, or shame the targeted person or group. So if somebody is doing that, then if you are somebody who's a victim, please reach out to us. If you are somebody who's aware of something like this happening, please inform us. Please make sure that it stops. It is a serious violation, and in a program of this sort where most of the interactions are going to be happening in the electronic world, it is important that you understand the consequences of such actions. So here are some of the examples of cyberbullying. This is not a comprehensive list. This gives you an idea as to what they are. Spreading lies about or posting embarrassing photos of someone on social media, trolling or circulating memes that are aimed at another person, impersonating someone and sending mean messages to others on their behalf, hacking personal accounts, sending abusive, threatening, hurtful, or inappropriate messages to harass someone, sharing someone's private messages or picture, or threatening or blackmailing to do so, threatening someone to commit an act of violence or threats of pornography, stalking someone and sending targeted messages, etc. So as I already mentioned, this list is not comprehensive. Please be very careful about how you interact with people in the cyber world. Another serious violation where IIT Madras has zero tolerance is sexual harassment. In case you do not understand what it is, please learn about what sexual harassment is. Sexual harassment can be defined as any unwelcome behavior. The person who is at the receiving end of such behavior is the one who decides whether it is unwelcome or not. So you do not get to define it for others. So if as a victim you feel victimized or you feel harassed, then you have the right to come to us. Please do not feel embarrassed if you are facing something like this, whether it is cyberbullying or sexual harassment. You please feel free to reach out to us. So when you are having such interactions, make sure that you send an email to students-grievance@study.iitm.ac.in. We will address this immediately. Okay, so we want you to know that you should not feel embarrassed if you are facing some of these issues, and it is a fundamental right to have a harassment-free workplace or a learning environment. If at all you are going through something like this, keep a record of all the notes, whether it's a WhatsApp message or SMS or emails, Facebook posts, Instagram posts, whatever it might be. So these will come in handy when the committee is looking at what the issue is. So for people who are not aware of what activities would be classified as sexual harassment, it would include sending someone sexual content without them consenting, or unwelcome sexual advances or requests for sexual favor, or sexualized comments, example on photos and etc. So all these are considered to be sexual harassments. Any unwelcome behavior which makes the other person uncomfortable can be treated as harassment. So please be very careful in what you engage when you are actually interacting with others. Okay, now that I have given you details of what the penalties are and what the violations are, let me give you a summary of what has happened in 2023. So as I already mentioned, we have zero tolerance policy. If you are caught doing something, you will get the punishment for it. So please understand, these punishments have already been meted out and students have been penalized. So when they were possessing incriminating materials during online remote proctored exams, 68 of them were given a U grade in the concerned course, and were 1 grade was reduced in all other courses. When people used ChatGPT or generative AI or other websites to answer questions during an online proctored exam, they were given U in all courses in the concerned term. And when they were possessing incriminating materials during offline exams, again they were given U grade in all the concerned courses. So there were 11 and 6 students who have done these violations. Total of 17 have gotten U grade in all the concerned courses for these 2 violations. Then we have impersonation in an exam and sharing of answer sheets and referral of material or devices or discussion with students and so on. All these has resulted in U grade in all the courses concerned in that semester, in that term. So this has been another 7 students who have gone through these violations, and they have been penalized accordingly. Communication with other students through any means. It could be just WhatsApp or some other communication mechanism during an exam. This is communicating with fellow students through and during an exam. It's not just communicating with students during an exam. It is considered to be a academic malpractice, and if you do that, you get a U grade in the concerned course. Plagiarism or data manipulation has also resulted in U grades for students, and exploiting system vulnerability is a very serious offense, and the student who actually did this has been given a U grade in all the courses in the concerned term and has been debarred from registering for courses in the subsequent term. In case of non-academic malpractices, we have had cases where we had to deal out very serious punishments. One of the students who was caught in the cyberbullying violation was basically penalized by reducing the CCC by 4 for the 3 subsequent terms, which means this student cannot register for any courses over the next 3 terms. And the student is also debarred from participating in internship and placement processes. The 3 other students who were involved in cyberbullying activities were also penalized, and their CCC was reduced by 4 for 2 subsequent terms, meaning that they cannot register for courses for the next 2 terms. And these students were also debarred from participating in the internships and placement processes. We hope that you understand the seriousness of all this. We seriously urge you to make sure you follow certain web etiquette, making sure that you do not get caught up in this. Most of you are doing fine. There are definitely some cases where these violations are being caught, and this leads to serious consequences which really jeopardize your progress in this program. So, while communicating with anyone, treat others with the same respect that you would like to receive. Be courteous and kind to anyone, right? So whether it is a fellow student or a support staff, instructor or faculty, always be courteous. You can always have some constructive criticism, but do not be rude to anybody while you are communicating. Avoid pointing out errors and mistakes in a public forum. So everybody makes mistakes. We definitely have some errors. There may be something which has happened, but talk to them privately, point them out, or write to the support staff. Try and get the issue resolved instead of trying to publicly humiliate or shame the person. Understand and respect the diversity and dignity of all. Do not send any offensive or discriminatory messages. All the laws protecting rights and dignity of people are also applicable on the web. So this program is very unique in a way that you have people who are as young as 18 years old who are coming right out of class 12, and you have learners who are in their 60s and 70s who are studying together, which means there is a varied understanding of what is acceptable and what is not. So if you are in doubt, do not share things which could be perceived as offensive. Your perception of what is offensive might be different, but please understand that your perception might not be the only one which people understand. So please make sure that all communications are kept professional, and you make sure that you have a conducive environment which promotes learning and socializing in a positive way. With this, I'll end my discussion on the various malpractices, and that you get the most out of this program by focusing on the learning aspect instead of trying to get into some other unwanted and unnecessary activities. Thank you all. All the best. Have fun learning.